I can't believe she just said that. So when you just played that clip, that's the first time I've heard it. And that's an appalling statement. Shame on her for being so partisan right now when we all need to be united with our allies against Russia.
So the most ironic part of this whole clip is when Dan Crenshaw shames Hillary Clinton for being partisan in this situation, then goes directly into defending Donald Trump, a man who was just on national television proclaiming how genius and brilliant Putin is for doing what he's doing, and then somehow found a way to conveniently roll in to shaming the United States for wanting to move away from dirty energy sources like oil and natural gas, and say how we have $6 billion in natural gas subsidies right now. We're trying to move into clean energy, and all of that is weakening our geopolitical positioning. And then he goes on to further say, if the United States dominates the world's energy, the world is a safer place. A safer place for who, Dan? Because I'm pretty sure that dominating the world's oil supply means bombs being dropped on other people, not on the homeland. Of course, we know this. So that's the most ironic part of this whole thing, is he says Hillary's being partisan. And y'all know I ain't got no type of love for Hillary Clinton. But you talk about her partisanship, and then you somehow find a way to go into how we have to stick with dirty oil. Because if we do, then the world is going to be safer.
If America dominates the global energy sector, the world would be a safer place. It really is that simple.
Now, one spot where Dan Crenshaw really hit the nail on the head is his explanation of what Putin's really after right now. His attempt to shell up support for his 50-year reign, to be remembered as the second coming of the czars, who once again is going to return Russia to its former glory and former reign. But the truth is that the second coming of the Soviet Union is to the benefit and interest of absolutely no one, not even to the Russian people, but most specifically to Vladimir Putin's sense of grandiosity. That's really the only one who's benefiting from all this, and that's why the Russian economy is being sanctioned the way that it is. And that's why Putin's running into a lot of trouble, because he doesn't really seem to have thought this through as much as perhaps he should have. Not to say that this ever would have been a good idea, but the fact that he's attempting this at all goes to show what it's all about, which is important to note that that's why Donald Trump would be of absolutely no help in this situation, because something like this looks great to someone like him. He was just on Fox News saying how big of a genius Putin is for this. I mean, what are we even talking about right now? So the sneakiest comment in this whole section is when she said, now, you know, Putin, he saw how we dealt with Afghanistan. Now, while there's plenty of criticism to go around for the way that we withdrew from Afghanistan, the fact is that didn't give Putin the balls to go into Ukraine. Nothing would have stopped him from doing it. Eventually, he would have made this move because, again, we just said he's trying to establish his legacy as the second coming of the czars. But the point is that the way that Fox frames their messaging, they simply can't lose at the Republican base. Because on the one hand, they know how to keep the peace. But on the other hand, they're always pushing the message that we have to maintain dominance and control over all the markets all over the world, which of course means lots of militarization. Because the truth is that no matter what administration is in office, the military budget gets larger and larger. The budget that was passed during Biden's administration is larger than the budget that was passed while Trump was in office. And that isn't going to change until we change the way that this country functions. So from top to bottom, this segment was just ridiculous. A couple of things were said that were true, but I guess a clock is right twice a day if it ain't working.